All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to break down the investment thesis for a really interesting company called SignalStack. Their whole pitch is that they've built the essential operating system for this brand new wave of entrepreneurs, what they're calling the AI founder generation.
But let's start with a big question. We all see it happening. AI is creating millions of new founders. It's never been easier to start a company. So, with this absolute flood of new ventures, what's the number one thing that's going to kill them before they even have a chance to succeed?
You see, the entire idea behind this company is built on what's happening right now, the largest founder boom in history. AI is just completely changing the rules of the game. It's making it so much cheaper and easier to build software that what used to take a whole team can now be done by like a single person. And this is absolutely the key. The barrier to entry has just collapsed. That means you have an unprecedented number of new entrepreneurs just flooding into the market. We're not talking about a small, static group of customers here. This is a massive, growing tidal wave, and every single one of them is a potential customer from day one. But here's the catch. This is the central problem. While starting is now super easy, actually surviving is harder than ever. Founders are getting stuck in what the thesis calls the pre-product market fit trap. Basically, before they even know if people want their product, they're getting crushed by the costs and complexity of a much bigger company.
So what actually springs this trap? Well, it all comes down to two main villains, which the thesis calls the blocker duo. These are the two things that kill startups more than anything else, running out of capital and running out of time. They're the twin threats staring every single founder in the face.
So how do these blockers actually hurt founders? They show up as two different bills that every startup has to pay. One is obvious, it's the one that hits your bank account, but the other one is hidden. And, as we're about to see, it's actually way more dangerous. Let's start with the bill you can see, the cash burn. Any typical founder is trying to tape together what's called a scattered stack of different software tools. And as you can see, the monthly costs for just a tiny team can blow up to anywhere between, say, 270 and 800 euros every month. And here's exactly how it happens. You need your team chat, you need a CRM, you need a calendar tool, you need customer support. Each little subscription seems fine by itself, but you put them all together and suddenly you've got this massive financial drain on the company before you've even made a dollar. But that cash burn, that's just the first bill. The second one, the hidden one, doesn't show up on any invoice, but it is so much more expensive. We are talking about lost time. Every single day, founders are losing 2 to 3 hours of their most productive, focused work. Gone.
And this isn't just a hunch, it's backed by actual research. This shows you the real cost of what they call tab switching fatigue. Think about that for a second. Almost an hour a day just looking for information. Another hour just getting your brain back on track every time you switch apps. All those tiny little frictions add up and they drain your most precious resource, your focus. So, let's just quickly recap the problem. You've got a huge, growing market of new founders who are being bled dry of their two most critical resources, their time and their money. This is the giant problem that leads us to the solution, the Founder Command Center. And here it is. This is the SignalStack Hub. It's meant to be the visual antidote to all that chaos we just talked about. One single, unified screen where you can manage your entire company. The whole thing is designed to be the central nervous system for your startup. And when I say everything, I mean everything. The platform is built around 10 core modules that are designed to replace that entire scattered mess of apps. You can see it all here. Unified inbox, CRM, team chat, project management, even a social platform just for founders. The whole shebang. Now, let's talk about what the thesis calls their big bet. It's a feature called Signal. And the easiest way to think about it is like iMessage, but for your email. So when you're emailing someone else who uses SignalStack, email completely changes. It becomes instant, there are no messy threads, and it's all encrypted. This is the key to creating a powerful network effect right inside the product. And that whole idea of everything being seamless and in one place, you see it everywhere. On the left, you've got Spoke, their team chat, and on the right is Book, which is their built-in scheduler that gets rid of the need for tools like Calendly. The whole point is to make it all work together effortlessly. Okay, so the product looks amazing, right? But that leads us to the most important question for any investment. Why is this going to win? In a market that could get really crowded, what is SignalStack's unfair advantage? Well, the first advantage is how it was built. It's AI first. Now get this. To build a platform this complicated the old way, you'd need a team of engineers, over a year, and it would cost you more than 150,000 euros. SignalStack? It was built by one person with an AI assistant in just 2 months. This isn't just about saving money. It's a massive structural advantage. It means they can move faster and have better margins than anyone else.
The second advantage is a super smart business model that's designed to stop you from ever leaving. So in the early days, SignalStack is your everything tool. But what happens when you grow up and start using big enterprise software? Well, you don't replace SignalStack. It integrates. It becomes your command center, your dashboard for the whole company. The idea is you literally never outgrow it.
And the final advantage is just an insane value proposition. I mean, just look at this. You could pay 70 euros a month for just 2 separate tools for email and LinkedIn. Or you could get SignalStack, which has those plus 8 other core tools for almost 30% less. For a founder watching every single euro, the thesis says this is an absolute no-brainer.
So let's zoom out and pull this all together. What are we really talking about here? The argument is that this isn't just another piece of software. It's about building the fundamental infrastructure for a completely new way of building companies.
The thesis says it with a real sense of urgency. The window to own this category is open right now. We're at this pivotal moment. The AI founder boom is happening as we speak, but the core tools needed to support it are still up for grabs.
And that's where the investment comes in. The ask is for a 100,000 euro pre-seed round. The plan is to use that money to scale up distribution, get this into the hands of tens of thousands of founders, and lock down the market before it gets too crowded.
So at the end of the day, the whole investment thesis is positioning SignalStack not as just another tool, but as the essential operating system for the AI generation. It's a big bet that the millions of new founders being created by this AI wave are going to need a new kind of command center to win. And the question this thesis leaves us with is pretty simple. In this new era, can any founder really afford not to have one?